Hi guys, welcome back to The Morning Rant, the show in which I, Alex Racuglia, a TV commercial director and a software developer, talk about my life as a TV commercial director and software developer while I telecommute from my home to the office. And you can say you learn this this payoff, this launch sentence because you're doing this so well when you talk in English, while all the stuff you say are so not so confident. And the answer is yes, that's it. That's the truth. Today I want to be very, very short because I have nothing to say. And this video is quite late because it should have been published something like 9 hours ago, but I'm super late because life happened. And I just want to give you a little update on what's going on about Disco Content AI, my latest app. I started developing this app something like 8 weeks ago, and it's quite almost complete and finished. But it's not finished because I have a couple stuff that I have to tweak. First, a little advice. If you're a software developer and start thinking, oh, I will do my next app with Swift data, my little advice is no way. Apple tries to hide a lot of stuff behind the macros and the wrapping and blah, 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 blah. The resulting thing is that if you write a record, okay, you're quite sure that this record has been recorded. But if you write something like 100,000 records of 1,000,000 records, well, something got lost in the translation. And you have to be very, very, very careful. I'm facing a little misalignment, and so I have to tweak something to be sure that if you write something is written. I'm quite confident that I will solve all these problems, but I need some days to do final polishing. The app never crashes. It's a lot of days it doesn't crash, and it recorded a lot of records, but sometimes it hangs. So you have to find the moment in which this app hangs to find a workaround. I'm quite confident that I will find this problem this morning, and so this latest bug will be fixed. Then I want to update you on a couple of things that I added to the app. First, a wannabe customer of me, he owns a post-production facility, I think in England, but I don't recall it correctly. And he said that he needed a way of not only catalog stuff, but to prepare reports. Something like an Excel file with a lot of metadata information about the files. And so I started thinking about, okay, let's try this. I added a little button in the search control panel to save the result of the search as a CSV file. In this CSV file, we will find a lot of information about the search. Something like the name of the file, the path, the file size, the modification date, creation date, and then a lot of metadata about the media, the duration, start time, frame size, frame per second, data rate of the video, of the audio, color space, video codec and audio codec, and other stuff. This future customer was very, very, very satisfied with this, and so I'm satisfied too. It took something like 90 minutes to add this feature, and so if I think how much I will gain from this user, I balanced it, and the balance is already positive for me. Yeah, I'm gonna be rich, very, very rich. Then I added the possibility to refine the search, specifying resolution, something like the minimum size or maximum size for width, height, or both, or just one of them, specifying a minimum or maximum value. It's quite elegant, it's quite simple and quite powerful. So I think this will be an interesting feature. I started thinking about maybe you have to put a size threshold under which I won't acquire the image. You know, you have a lot of images, small images, if you do this kind of job, something like little animation, part of applications or part of documents that are very, very, very tiny, something like 20 by 20 pixels. And so doing a lot of research on these utilities images is quite resource consuming, time consuming, and interface real estate consuming. I'm thinking I'm gonna do this kind of a threshold to say everything under 50 pixels, don't acquire it. In this way, I think that I can reduce by 30% the amount of images I will have to catalog. It's quite tons of images. But there's another thing to say. I am a software developer, so I have a lot of small images in my app documents. Maybe this will be an interesting feature for a small amount of people. But given the fact that I am that small amount of people, I'm gonna do this. Or maybe I can add a little switch as an internal field, a boolean, that says, okay, this image is very, very tiny. And so when there's the search to do, I can ignore all these images. Images are recorded and added to the database, but never shown to the user. It's quite interesting, quite good. Then I did a lot of refinement to the user interface, the part of the user interface for the preferences, not hiding, but putting a lot of advanced configuration in the advanced tab of the preferences. So I just have to say to the user, never touch this thing if you don't know what they are. Exclamation point. That was a very, very suggested and strongly suggested by the American publishers, because they say you have to produce things for the less advanced user. Keep it very, very simple so everyone can use this app. And I think that I'm gonna follow this rule. I added a lot of stuff during the development of this app, because this app started as a version 1.0 and then a version 2.0, and then you have to know this. The app that I'm going to sell is version 3, because we added a lot of stuff to make it unique and compelling for you. There are many this catalog apps, but this is the one that catalogs media, and it's focused primarily on media, to understanding the nature of the media, and not only the plain metadata, such as file size and modification date. Media are the core of this app, and so you can have a wide vision of not only video and audio metadata, such as duration, frame size, frame per second, but the content too, using artificial intelligence. That's the name. But you already know this. So I have to run like hell to finish this app and give it to you, because I know that you're very, very curious and you're dying to learn how to use this app to catalog your media. Okay, that's it. Thanks for watching me. I'm Alex Arcuglia, and this is The Morning Rant, the show in which I talk about my life as a TV commercial director and software developer. And as always, I salute you with the most famous Italian big word, ciao!